Today on Behind the Bloom podcast, we're all abuzz about pollinators with our companion to episode number 303, Pollinators in Bloom. We go inside the flower to see how they work and why pollinators benefit them. We visit a professional beekeeper and try not to act like bears. And I share 3 fun projects that help us support pollinators in the garden. Let's get buzzing with pollinators and flowers with RJ and me today on Behind the Bloom. What are you doing to support pollinators in our world? It could be as simple as letting the dandelions bloom in your yard instead of using weed killers. How about a pollinator-friendly container garden on your front porch or deck? Stop by your local flower seller or garden center and bring home some pollinator support tonight. Cal Flowers is a proud sponsor of Behind the Bloom podcast, where flowers and wellness go hand in hand.
All right. Hey, Jay, how's it going?
It's going well. How about you?
Good, good. I'm really excited for this one, the pollinators.
We are in season 3 up to episode 3 already, 303,
Yes.
Pollinators in Bloom.
Yes.
So my trick and tip for this week is choose pollinator-friendly things for your yard or even your container garden. The pollinators don't care, and they'll surprise you. I love planting the black and blue salvia. Black and blue salvia, it has a blackish leaf and it's kind of a black-blue, and it's not a very pretty flower. It's kind of elongated, but the hummingbirds love it.
Oh, cool.
And wherever I put it, even if I have a little plant in a little container, they will find that one.
Oh, awesome.
I have this friend who is a bird watcher
Yes.
and who told me that I was thinking, oh, well, this hummingbird's just coming back every day. And you said it is probably not the same one. It's many,
No.
many hummingbirds
There are
who
millions.
are coming in
Millions of them.
looking for my stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just always try and include that. And what I've noticed too is, we will put an arrangement out on the deck for flower cocktail hour. And if there are pollinator-friendly things in it, butterflies, bees, and hummingbirds will come to the arrangement.
Cool.
They don't care. They don't care if it's an arrangement or not.
Yeah.
And I love that. It's really funny too, because all of a sudden, George, we have all those big alfalfa bees right now, the big ones. They're big.
Yeah. Like the bumblebee type almost. Yeah.
George is fascinated with them. She's just like, she wants to look at them all and just be like, she doesn't go after them or anything. She just wants to look at them.
Okay.
And she'll go up and see it and just sit there and look at them, watch them buzz around. And I'm just like, don't be silly. But those big alfalfa bees are very unlikely to sting you. It's a honeybee might sting you.
Yeah.
And if you're acting like a bear, that's what'll happen.
We're going to learn about that. Yeah.
Here we are. That's it. Butterflies, bees, or even hummingbirds will get your message and show up to entertain you. We are old men. Me and Kelly are old men. We'll sit and have our breakfast and say, there's a hummingbird.
Oh.
Sit and watch the hummingbirds. We're just so excited that the hummingbirds come. And I don't use feeders because I don't. I just want them to come for the plants.
You have flowers that they can, yeah.
And I'm not responsible enough to clean it and all that as much as I would have to. And we travel too much. So I'm glad that the plants are here and they can choose the ones that they wish.
Yeah.
And that's wonderful.
Well, I love the way that you started off this episode just talking about what a pollinator is, and there's all those close-up shots of all the different types of pollinators, and you talk about even bats or pollinators, which was fun to learn about.
We are huge bat supporters of the Bat Alliance in the country.
Awesome.
And we have gone to Austin before to see the bats at the
cool.
bridge.
I've seen videos of that. Yeah. So you've seen it in person?
Yeah.
Cool.
The Bat Alliance also has a collaboration with Edward Gorey and his art institute. And so they do bat t-shirts.
Oh, cool.
Frequently to support the bats that have Edward Gorey's bat art on it.
Cool.
So I love that. We have bats in the backyard too. We have a bat house that I've never gotten. We trimmed a branch in the backyard this year with the intent of having the arborist come and put that bat house up on the tree because it needs to be really high.
Oh, okay.
Because they drop out of it and take off.
Oh, how
and
interesting.
And if it's too low, they'll hit the ground. And if they're on the ground, they're in danger.
Right.
And so we want to have it really high up. And so he's supposed to be bringing an extended thing that he can put it where we removed this branch. Because now we have a flat place to nail it to.
Cool.
And it has a Batman logo on it.
Oh, sweet. That's awesome.
I love it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just want it to play when they come out at night. It would be so great. The other day, Kelly was tapping on the window really lightly. And I was like, what's up? And he was like, there was a bar owl
Cool.
It was full daylight.
Really?
And he was probably he was in the first tree right out there, so you know how close he was. He was probably less than 10 feet away.
What? Wow.
And he was just he looked at us, and then he did the crouch down thing, and then bopped around a little bit, and then just took off.
Cool.
And Kelly was like, he didn't like you. He was just gonna. And I was like, of course not. And my grandpa always said that when a barn owl when an owl showed up at your house, you're gonna have a baby.
Oh, well, is that you have a new puppy coming?
We have a new puppy coming. Yeah, I guess that's right.
Yeah,
he knew. He came to visit about Mary Lou. So yeah, Mary Lou's going to be coming in June.
Oh,
so yeah,
exciting.
we'll do more about that. She's probably when she gets. I don't know when she gets here. We'll have to see when we record. I could probably show her to you.
Yeah. That's
awesome. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's going to be on. She will be in one of the shows this year too.
Oh, exciting.
Yeah. Called Best Friends. I think it's called Best Friends. I think the show's called Best Friends.
Oh, cool.
Or Paws and Hearts. I can't remember.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, yeah. Pollinators 101. Yes, it just shows. I think it was really nice. Okay, so this was our first foray into stock footage.
I was wondering, because I was like, that would be really hard to film all of those different birds and bugs. And
this season was the first season I could afford stock footage.
Okay.
It's expensive, and it's, but P. Allen Smith taught me how valuable it is. And he was the one who said, as soon as you can afford to do it, because it's great when you talk about historical things, or we have a topiary episode coming up, and we were talking about Versailles, and there's this great time lapse of them setting up the topiaries at Versailles. And there's a lot of fun stuff. And it's getting a service that will allow you to put something on public broadcast television and releasing it forever. And that's what you look for.
Mm-hmm.
There are certain things that you can't afford Lady Gaga footage.
Right.
Well, I'm sorry, we can't afford that, but you can afford bat footage. And I love Lady Gaga, and that was no association.
No.
But you can afford bats, the bat stuff is cheap.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Well, the amount of time that it would take to go film a bat too, I mean, it's got to be, that's just the cost that would be associated with getting that footage versus getting the stock footage. I mean, it totally.
Well, and like one time when we went to Portland, Oregon, when we were there to film, the rose garden wasn't in bloom. And so luckily Chris has a brother there who went and filmed B-roll for us.
Oh, cool.
So, it was kind of like, but one afternoon I bought bar tabs for him and his brother to go ride around in Portland and take pictures of the iconography, the signs and stuff. So, that was, and he got to visit with his brother then while we were there, and then they took all that footage too, and then they got to have a dinner and a couple drinks, and that all worked out.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's really difficult.
Mm-hmm.
And so we try and capture stuff when we can, but other times we have to depend on that footage as well. When you're a PBS creating company, there are people who cater to us with historical stuff.
Okay. That's
really nice. I remember one time the incident P. Allen told me about was he said, I was looking for pictures of birds, of chickens in the hieroglyphics. And he said, there was, they had it right away, and I was like, yes, they did, and it was in our episode.
Oh, cool.
About when that chickens appeared in hieroglyphics in Egypt.
I mean, to see that visually when he's talking about it is totally puts it into perspective versus then just trying to figure it out on your own.
Right.
I mean, so I see the value for sure.
Public education television. Mm-hmm. And that is our number one purpose, is to be educational.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's important that we have those things.
Yeah.
So then we looked inside the lily.
Yeah. That was cool. I liked that. It felt like science class, but in like a cool way.
There isn't stock footage of that.
Uh-huh.
And so we were trying to cut stuff open and stuff. And, and now we have, technology is better. I mean, this was 8 years ago or something like that. I don't know, maybe less than that. But technology is so much better. So now we can get really good close-ups of stuff. But it is that micro. Is it micro or is it macro?
Macro photography?
Macro photography is tough.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
right,
and it's time consuming, and it's a lot, and so we tried to do the best that we could too. Mm-hmm. But I think it's also important to see, and you all, as you said, you all remember in school, the stigma and the pistil and the ovary and all that stuff that you had to go see. I had a science teacher, Mr. Applegate. God love him, he would come and buy gladiolas, and he would always have to have them for his science class so that they could cut open a gladiola blossom because it's a good example.
Oh, right.
Of showing all that stuff. And so, like when they would dissect frogs, they would dissect gladiolas too. So he would always have that. So yeah, it was a great thing for him to do that. And I think just knowing how that all works, and we have an episode coming up in season 8, Flowers by the Ocean, 809, where my friend Robin Vanderschaff, who is the president of Cow Flowers, cuts open a lily bulb, and you can see the lily and the blossom and the leaves already inside that bulb.
Oh, cool. Wow.
And so all of that stuff is in there, even with the tulip bulb. It's all inside that bulb. Cool. So when you stick it into the ground, it's all in there. It knows what it's going to do. Whoa. And he can even cut a bulb open and see how many blooms that Easter lily or lily, a cut lily is going to have. Will it have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 blooms on a stem? Wow. He can see that if he cuts it open when it's still a bulb.
Cool.
It's crazy.
That's
crazy. Yeah. So that kind of stuff, I just love that. I just love knowing that it's just such an easy way for us to see it. And it's interesting. Explaining the different types of, like, the inflorescence on things. I think so often we don't think of something like a hydrangea is 1,000 blooms.
Yeah.
It's each inflorescence is its own thing. Like on a pincushion protea, each one of those pieces that come up on that pin is a flower.
Wow.
And on an anthurium, that the spat that sticks out of the middle of the flower, there's like 150 flowers on that.
Gosh, that's crazy to think about.
So it's just how each flower is. Delphinium, each one of those blossoms is its own flower. Tulip, you got one flower. A lily, you got one flower. Carnation, you have a whole bunch of composite, but a carnation is the best when you cut it open because you can see the seeds inside the ovary.
Okay.
It's wild.
Wow.
And I used to do that all the time as a kid.
Yeah.
That was one of the things that you grew up and with my grandpa learning, hey, come here, look at this.
Yeah.
Cool. Why did you cut 10 of them open today? Don't do that again.
I'm learning.
We need to sell those.
Yeah.
So then we went to Aberdeen Apiary.
This was so cool. How do you know Jason?
I know Jason from being a beekeeper, and he is a lawyer, and he was putting himself through school running apiaries so that he could be a beekeeper. When he became a lawyer, he became too busy and he doesn't do it anymore. And we loved his honey.
Oh.
Because of him, we have an American linden in our front yard. We planted an American linden and the bees are attracted to us. I took a picture of a bee in my yard that had a blue dot on the back of it. And I said, "What is this?" And he said, "That's one of my worker bees from my bee hives."
Whoa.
He was just down the road from us, about a quarter of a mile away.
Still.
Where and that's where we went to see him.
Cool.
That was also during the pandemic, so we were doing it outside. I have the weirdest outfit in the whole world on in this show. I have these weird, crazy pants on that he had told me to wear so that I could tie them off and stuff them into my boots.
Oh, okay, so nothing would fly
because
up?
The bees will go up your pant leg.
Oh, gosh.
They love to do that.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, no, you need to tuck your pants in. You need to, and the guys now, okay, so in this case, all of the close-up stuff in this segment, Keith shot.
Oh, was he scared?
And no, he was like brave. He was like, because there's, Keith's always brave. And he was like, "I'm going in there. They're not going to sting me." And they didn't.
Yeah.
They did. The only person that got stung on this was Jason.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Jason got stung and he said it was just because I wasn't careful.
Oh. Because, Jay, it looked like you were standing, like, right next to the hive, you and Jason both. I was like, Jay's, like, right there.
I only once as a child squished a bee with my shoe, and then I picked it up, and it stung me.
Oh, that's the only time you've been stung?
Only time in my life. My grandpa said it was because you're being disrespectful.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, got it. And Jason said to me, and many people have said this to me, if you're not afraid of them, they're not afraid of you, because they can smell when you're afraid, and that's when they will sting you.
Yeah, I've heard that.
That you secrete an endorphin that they can smell, and they will sting you. For them, it means that I'm scared of these, so I'm going to try and hurt them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they will sting you. And so he was like, "Now, are you afraid?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not afraid at all." And he goes, then they're not going to, If you don't think they're going to hurt you, they're not going to hurt you.
Hmm.
Kelly, same way. Kelly was slating for us that day and everything, and none of us were afraid. That was really nice. The other thing that Jason says in this, and I'll put up we have a Behind the Bloom with Jason, so I'll put that up in the link so that you could watch extra footage behind there. But he said, the thing about when you're taking care of bees, don't act like a bear.
Yeah.
That's really important. And he said, because a bear will come in and break apart all the hives and then they sting them. Well, they'll sting a bear on its nose or in its eyes or in its ears.
Mm-hmm.
But the rest of it, they can't sting through that big coat.
Right.
And so he's like, don't act like a bear. And so then when he got stung, he said, I got stung. And I was like, were you acting like a bear? And he said, no, I wasn't being careful.
Oh, interesting.
And he said, if you grab something and it's between you and what you're grabbing, it will get mad and sting you because it thinks it's going to get hurt. And it might, But he said, I rarely get stung. And he said, and when my family's around, my kids all know better. My wife all knows better. I'm the one who'll get stung when they're around because I'm like being worried about it,
Oh, okay.
It is really funny. I mean, when you were here that day, we had the wasps.
Oh, right. On the front of your house.
Raul was terrified.
Okay, I'm with Raul.
Terrified.
I have a big fear.
Yeah, and actually, when we filmed that with Jason, I think Kelly took pictures with his iPhone because it was during the pandemic.
Oh,
and nobody could come. Nobody was available to come take pictures. I'm not afraid of them. I've never been stung by a wasp either. I'm just not afraid of them. I just don't think that they care about me.
Can I tell you my bee story, Jay?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
So I have an irrational fear of bees.
Okay.
And wasps and anything that'll sting you. And so it goes back to on my first birthday, I was crawling around my backyard. My parents were not paying attention or something. And there was like a railroad tie in the grass or something in the backyard where we grew up, I guess. We only lived there until I was like 2, so I don't remember this. But I was crawling around and there was a bee's nest in the railroad tie, and my parents heard crying and ran out to the backyard, and they covered my whole head. Bees were stinging my head and my face, and my parents came and were pulling them off of me. And they called the hospital and said, how do we know he's not allergic? And they were like, if he was allergic, he wouldn't have made it. Like it was that many bees on my head on my first birthday.
But okay, now are you allergic to them?
No, so I'm not allergic.
Because I know you have to be stung at least once to be allergic.
Okay, yeah. Oh,
so your first time getting stung, you probably won't have a reaction.
Oh.
It's the second or third or fourth or fifth time that you will generally have a reaction if you are allergic.
Okay, well, I've been stung a whole lot since then because they can sense my fear.
They can.
Yeah.
Oh, poor little RJ.
Know,
poor little baby RJ being covered by bees.
I know.
That's frightening. Well, and I can imagine what your mom and dad were secreting at that point in time because they were trying to get you saved, right?
Yeah,
oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
But so my mom later on became a beekeeper as a hobby. And so when I was in my like maybe mid-teens to high school, my mom all of a sudden got all these beehives out in the backyard, and that became her hobby. And so I'd go out to mow the lawn, and there'd be this big circle around the beehives that wouldn't get mowed because I'm like, I'm not getting close to those things.
No.
Yeah. But so I love bees, and I'm totally like support all pollinators, obviously.
But you're afraid of them.
Yeah. My mom educated me on all of that, and it's like, so important. But I just have this irrational fear that I can't shake.
I was just going to say it. It's not an irrational fear.
Okay, you're right.
It is a rational fear because you went through it.
You're right.
So that's not irrational. So you don't have to apologize for that.
Oh, okay.
It's like someone who gets hurt in a car accident. You're gonna have a rational fear of car accidents.
Okay. Thank you,
if
Jay. Yeah, that's true.
If somebody broke a needle off in your arm, you're gonna have a rational fear of shots.
Right.
I mean,
yeah.
It's not because it's not going to happen. You know how it happened to you.
Yeah.
So you deserve compassion.
Right.
You deserve compassion.
Thank you, Jay.
Thank you for being stung as a little one. I imagine it's funny because I have only known you for a short period of time, but as a little tiny kid, like I think you had a beard when you were little, when you were 1, 2.
Yes, I was born with the beard.
Little tiny RJ with his beard getting covered with bees.
Yes.
It's like, oh my God, what happened? But that's terrifying.
Yeah.
And then your mom did it as a hobby.
Yeah. I don't know if she was trying to make me get over my fear or what.
Right.
Or what it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
But eventually she had, multiple hives in our backyard and had to bring them all up to Three Rivers, to our place at Corey Lake. And she brought them up there eventually. And so she drove our family's Suburban by herself with all the bees in the back, where she had to put like cheesecloth or something over the nests and put them in the back.
Sure.
But she said, it was like 2.5, 3 hour drive of just hearing these things in the back just humming. And I was like, I was like, that's my worst nightmare.
Really? RJ's in the front seat.
Right, yeah. I was like, I'm not coming for this ride, Mom.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
How many hives did she have in the car?
She had 2.
So she had 200,000 bees in the car with her.
Oh my gosh, I can't even think
That's right. Hey, RJ, come get in the car with me. Let's go get a soda.
Yeah.
No. It's a lot of bees, isn't it? It's crazy.
I had no idea it was that many. Yeah, when Jason said it was that many, and you made the point that it was because he had 6 or however many, it was like half a million,
I think he had 6 or 8. Yeah. And I don't know what he did with them, because I know that they generally pass them on to other beekeepers.
Oh,
so
okay.
I mean, I think that's the process.
Oh, yeah.
I noticed you asked about bee suits too, because he had a bee suit. He doesn't like to wear them because he said they're extremely hot.
Oh, okay.
And the day we shot this, it was so warm.
Oh, yeah.
And we were and he was like, I'm gonna take this off. And I was like, okay, that's fine. We don't care. I mean, I just want to see what it looked like. And we do have a couple shots of him using the smoke and stuff. I thought the smoke and stuff was interesting. Right?
Yeah.
And then it just confuses them.
Right. They
and
just kind of get stunned.
I know confused people who are mean.
Yeah.
So I would not, if I was you, be around confused bees either.
No, they could get defensive and
right. Are these bees confused?
Yeah.
No, let's not go that. And it is funny. I mean, and when they're in the house, we get them in the house a lot because we leave the doors open because the dogs like to go in and out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just always so mad at them. I'm just like, what are y'all doing? What do y'all think you're doing in here?
Oh, right.
I've gotten a kind of a technique where I'll fold a piece of paper and just kind of scoop them up and take them back outside.
Oh, that's nice.
I can't bring myself to kill a bee.
Right.
I can kill a wasp. I'll kill a wasp.
Yeah.
But I won't kill a bee, And so Barbara, that's for you, my friend Barbara, who listens to the podcast. Barbara, I won't kill a bee, but I will kill a wasp. When it comes to flowers and increased vase life, I choose Chrysal Flower Food and have enjoyed the benefits for years, professionally and personally. My favorite product is Chrysal Professional 3. This formula feeds the flowers and helps control growth of bacteria in the vase. If you want to try Chrysal Flower Food products, visit their website, chrysalflowerfood.com. Look for the link in the podcast description. Use our special discount code UBLOOM10. That's the letter U, Bloom, 10, for 10% off your purchase. Support the joy of flowers. The Life in Bloom Foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to flower education and inspiring a love of flowers in everyone. The foundation helps fund the production of Jay Schwanke's Life in Bloom on public television, making it possible for viewers across the country to enjoy the beauty and benefits of flowers. The foundation also provides free flower education to high schools, colleges, and floriculture programs through ubloom.com, helping students and future florists bloom in their own careers. Your donation in any amount makes a difference. Plus, all contributions are 100% tax deductible. If you'd like to help us continue sharing the power of flowers, visit the lifeinbloomfoundation.org to donate today. Thank you for your support. For supporting them in our locations.
Yeah,
so we did the
this.
bee watering station with the marbles.
Mm-hmm.
I found this. If you take like mint and throw some mint leaves in it.
Oh.
That organic stuff in there. But here's the other thing. I just learned this the other day, that organic material in water will also attract mosquitoes.
Oh, okay.
And there's this lady who has this bucket science to put buckets around your property far away from you that will make mosquitoes lay their eggs in something. And she says it's not based in chemicals, but then she takes this chemical thing out and drops it in there, and that kills the eggs. And I was like, it's still a chemical.
Right. Huh.
So I like my Wonder Side. This marbles then so that they won't fall into the water. And so they can just go along the top and get something like that. And I use water out of the fountain.
That's what you said. So they wouldn't be attracted to like just water out of the tap. They need water that is from the fountain?
They want water that's dirty.
Okay.
Once you've had a little bit of organic material fall in, like when your bird bath, gets a little bit algae or a little green, they like that water better because they're attracted to the taste of that water.
Okay, cool.
And don't overfill it so that they can still stand on top of because every once in a while I will find one bee in the fountain. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, because there's no place for you to walk in there. And so they might have fallen in. Then the bee hotel with the bamboo.
This was cool.
There was this wonderful friend I had at Fern Trust, Jana, and then she had a guy who cut all those pieces of bamboo for me in Florida and shipped it up to me.
Oh, cool.
So it would all fit in the box.
Oh, because it all fit like perfectly.
It all fit perfectly. And I still have that box.
Cool.
But the other, I think I showed a bee hotel on this that I had bought when I had purchased.
Yeah, right.
It fell apart the next season. It was gone. It fell apart right away. So the box that I made was a much better idea with that one. So I think that's fun to put those little, and it is really funny because you'll see them going in and out of that. Cool. In and out of those little bamboos, and they're just like making little homes in there or resting or whatever. So that's fun too.
I mean, they look like little honeycomb almost, like I can see why they'd be attracted to it.
Exactly. So it is. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
We did the container garden for pollinators, the trapped hummingbirds. As we talked about before, I drilled in the bottom of those. Sometimes I'll get a concrete or a pot that doesn't have a hole in the bottom. And so I'll just use a concrete drill or a ceramic drill. To go into the bottom of a pot and just create drainage holes so that the water won't build up inside there. You're going to build up water inside there and it's going to be horrible. Also for giant ones, this is like other thing. And I don't grow food in these, but with the giant pots I have that have drain holes on the bottom, I fill the bottom with styrofoam or with packing material and then put dirt only in about the top 8 or 10 inches.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
So it isn't heavy.
Oh.
And so that water will run around past all that other stuff, the packing material that's in there, or like those styrene boxes or something. I'll break those up and put those in the bottom. And I usually will put them sometimes we'll put them in a plastic bag and just punch holes in the plastic bag so that the styrofoam doesn't leach out into the yard either. But it's just a great way to make it lighter. Is by not having it. I used to use packing peanuts.
Oh, right.
But now almost all packing peanuts now are a plant material, and when they get wet, they dissolve.
Oh, interesting.
So those don't work.
Okay.
So, you can't do that with it. So, I used the dirt under your fingernails as an antidepressant.
I love that you brought that up because I've always heard that, and it's such a good reminder.
It's true. So I have this whole thing about it. I hate dirt under my fingernails. I hate the way that it looks, but it's so good for you. But I learned not to trim my fingernails before I went out in the dirt because then it just pushes the dirt up under your skin and it hurts and it's worse. So it's just better to have long fingernails when you're doing your garden work and then trim your fingernails the day after you do your garden work.
Okay.
There are biomes in the soil itself that act as antidepressants.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a really, really, really great thing. I love heliotrope in the garden. I just love heliotrope in the garden because it smells so great. I used to have a cologne when I was a kid that was heliotrope flavored, and I loved it. But I don't know if they make it anymore. So yeah. Oh, tall purples.
Oh yeah.
Tall purples, Verbena bonariensis, is very invasive.
Oh, okay.
We have it, and one year it was filled the whole garden. And so now what we do is as it gets done blooming, we will pull them up and put them in the compost heap. And so we keep a limited amount going. And so we have a nice limited variety of them. But literally, I hope they come up this year. I'm going to throw them out in the front yard so that we can have Verbena borealis all over the front yard.
Oh, cool.
Because that would be great. It would be a great place to let it go wild like that. It would be really fun. But it just comes up and it's also a great cut flower. So I love it as a cut flower. Long blooming period and drought resistant. It's amazing, and I love it. It's starting to come up already. Everything is pretty much foliaged out now in the garden, but I'm starting to see them. They're probably an inch tall.
Okay.
And they have a very unique narrow stem leaf on them that's really pretty too. And then they're big and tall. They get about a yard to 40 inches tall.
Wow.
And they kind of move in the breeze. And in England, they call them the tall purples. Because it's a tall purple flower. So we like calling them tall purples.
Yeah.
Rather than Verbena bonariensis.
I like tall purples too.
Yeah. Pollinator-friendly flowers.
You did the segment there, Jay, where it was like the point of view of the bee and the camera's moving.
I'm glad you got that. I hope that it was going to turn out. It was a drone. So we had a drone.
Oh, cool.
We had a drone, and it was a big drone. It was one of our bigger drones.
Yeah.
Because this was 7 years ago, so there were not tiny drones.
Oh,
and so what was funny about it was such a big drone that you could see the wind moving everything around.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
But we did the drone to try and make it look like the bee had a camera on.
It totally felt like it, but it also you also had the sound effect on it, and I had headphones on, and I was sitting there watching the episode, and all of a sudden I thought a bee was on me, and I was swatting, and I jumped up out of my seat.
Oh no. So this was a traumatic episode for RJ.
At first, I went back and rewatched and after I calmed down, and I was like, this is really cool.
Oh my God. Oh my poor little RJ. Crawling around on the woodpile. Oh my God. Yes, it was the point of view of a bee.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, that's too much fun. All right. So then the flower cocktail hour is the queen bee.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, so bourbon, sherry, bitters, thyme, honey syrup, and lemon. It's a really good drink. I like that. I like that one. The queen bee is really good. And I like bourbon, so that's kind of part of it. And I like sherry too. The glass was pretty too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The glass is actually a candle holder.
Oh, okay. That works.
But it had a little emblem on it, so I was like, it looks pretty on there. So
cool.
Because we needed a queen bee cocktail. I thought it was great when I found a cocktail that was called the queen bee. So that was nice.
Yeah, I like that it's bourbon based. I feel like a lot of times I associate bourbon with like more of like a wintertime drink, but this is like a summery bourbon drink. So I love that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. My neighbor is now all about that. I don't know whose it is, but it's the bourbon that travels and ages in casks on the ocean.
Oh, I don't know. Oh,
there's a map of the world on the back, and I don't know, but that's his favorite bourbon. And so he helped change one of my windows in my house with the window changer guy, with the window installer guy. And so I had to buy him some bourbon, his favorite bourbon. But yeah,
nice.
So he had bought me that, and it's very interesting because it has a little bit of a salty cast to it.
Oh, like because it's out in the ocean?
Because it's out on the ocean in these casks. So it's aged in casks on these ships that are traveling the ocean. And so there's a QR code, and you can scan and see the route your bourbon took before you drank it. Yeah. And there's a wide variety of prices of it.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so I'll just tell you that.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. I like bourbon because I like a Manhattan.
Yeah, same. That's my favorite drink.
I also love a rye Manhattan too. So there's that also as another issue. The cocktail making up the schedule, and we're going to be in the kitchen for a short period of time. And so Kelly was like, well, I put all the cocktails on one day, and I thought, here we go.
Uh-oh.
So, Jay's going to be drinking all day.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, do we have any mocktails? And he's like, yeah, there's a couple mocktails this season too. And I was like, okay, well, I guess that might be okay.
Yeah.
We're filming it, but then the drink all gets passed around. I mean, everybody passes around, especially when it's bourbon. Chris is like, I want to try that. So that's good. So
yeah.
I don't say this enough when we talk about these things. Working with Keith and Chris, Full View Productions here in Grand Rapids. We've been with them since 2003. That was long before we even thought of the television show. They do so many magical things. They have a full-length movie out right now that's, I think, called The Lost Dog or something like that, and it's wonderful. Or it's a short film that's based on like Twilight Zone things or something. They do a lot of stuff. They shoot for schools. They do Bond issue things. They did a documentary at Interlochen this summer with a harpist and a pianist that's going to be an incredible piece of work that's going to be on national television. They're my friends. They do a great job.
Oh, yeah.
There are shots that they get that I never thought would ever have been possible to get. There are things that they remember to do. There are special time that they make me take to make sure that things work out right. Chris edits. He's a master of editing, and that is a really huge godsend to us to have the director on set with us. And then he's the same guy who's editing it. That's a huge deal. And I know that that's kind of a hard thing to find. They have saved stuff in the edit room that he was able to edit around and make sure that it was even greater, than we ever thought, or saved for us because we thought that didn't turn out the way we wanted it to. But I don't say enough how much of a great job they do. It's, I try and tell them all the time, and it's part of it, and they're part of the success behind this too. So I think it's really important. And it's a collaborative effort. It's a partnership.
Yeah, you have an amazing team around you, Jay. And the little that I've, I met Chris and Keith the one time on the set, and they were just like the nicest people too. I just they made me feel so comfortable being on set, and I just feel like you're in great hands with those guys. I
think the other thing about them too is they spent time in LA and they spent time in Hollywood. They realized how sometimes that's not nice. Mm-hmm. And I always watch Keith put the microphone on people, and he's just always so respectful and so kind and so informative and so polite. And Chris is the same way when they have to go, or trying to talk somebody into letting us take a picture of something, and that person doesn't think it's important, and Chris will always be able to get his way in and get a picture of that thing or get some footage of it or some B-roll. It's really pleasant that I've always said this. I don't have to worry about them. I could take them anywhere. I could take them to Kensington Palace. I could take them to the Mint. I could take them anywhere, and they would do a great job, and they would be respectful, and they would be kind, and they would get great stuff, and it would be better than anything I can ever imagine. That's just the way they are. That's the way they are. So yeah, it's good. I'm very fortunate that I work with them. I'm very fortunate that they're friends. I'm very fortunate they have really good senses of humor sometimes. We are living this ordeal right now with trying to film Lily of the Valley.
Oh.
So we have a whole show about Lily of the Valley. We can't film it until it blooms.
And you wake up every morning.
We're it's getting longer. Oh, now there's little buds. They're not open yet. And we were supposed to shoot this week. Well, we're not going to shoot this week. Oh. We're going to shoot next week. We're not really sure.
Oh, gosh.
I told them, I said, I think this is probably the only time in the history of the show where we have been dependent on Mother Nature to allow us to film what we wanted. Everything else, even we were talking about the fields of flowers the other day. We know when the Carlsbad Field of Flowers is going to be available for filming. We know that.
Right.
We do not know when these Lily of the Valley are going to burst into bloom. And Lily of the Valley has 2 days.
Gosh.
You got to film it and then it's done.
Yeah.
And that's why it's one of the most valuable flowers in the flower industry. We are really lucky that it's grown here. We have a farm that we're going to where this lady, and it's 40 minutes from us north. It's going to bloom on a different day than we do here. I have some in my yard, but it's going to bloom on a different day, And so I keep calling Fran, and she's like, it might be next week.
Oh, gosh.
Okay. And the guys are like, are we filming Lily of the Valley today? No. All right, bye. Yeah. And they're still keeping their sense of humor about it, knowing that we're going to Meyer Gardens at 5:00 in the morning on Sunday. Oh. But they're just like, what if the Lily of the Valley comes into bloom that day? I said, shut up.
Oh, no.
Shut up. It better not, or we have a really long day ahead of us.
Oh,
but,
gosh.
that's the way it is. And that's the beauty of being in public television too. I feel like we often show a window to what you wouldn't have paid attention to, and I think that that's really, really important. So, I think it's the fact that that we are taking the time to figure it out and make sure that it's blooming when we want to do it. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, thanks, my friend.
Right. Yeah. Thank you, Jay.
Okay. Take care.
All right. Bye.
Thanks for joining us this week on Behind the Bloom podcast with Jay Schwanke and RJ Poole. If you loved what you heard, be sure to follow or subscribe so you never miss an episode. And share it with a friend to help us spread the joy, one bloom at a time. Thank you for taking the time to slow down with us. And hopefully you left feeling a little lighter and inspired to try something new. Make sure to join us next week for a brand new episode. Thanks for being here with us, Behind the Bloom. Hey, just one more thing. If you love flowers, you've got to check out ubloom.com. It's the online home of Jay Schwanke's Life in Bloom, where you can stream every episode for free. Plus, you'll find behind the bloom videos, my blog, show recipes, and so much more. There's also a massive video archive, over 1,800 how-to videos, flower farm documentaries, and even my very first series, JTV. All Life in Bloom episodes, exclusive web content, and farm documentaries are totally free. Just sign up with your email. And if you're ready to dive deeper, there's a paid subscription option that unlocks the full library of how-to videos. Everything from creating bridal bouquets to centerpieces, corsages, and more. Tons of content to explore. You're gonna love it.